Hey, and welcome to another. Hey, there's AB, Tuesday night watch talk, but it's Thursday night, and you know what? There's a lot of stuff that's going on in the world today. Figure, let's just do a stream. Let's just get distracted and talk about watches. AB, thanks for joining us. AB from the Watch Collecting Strategy YouTube channel. Awesome channel,
How,
if you guys.
how's it going, guys? How's it going, Bobby? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem, man. Love having you on. And I think we'll get into the a little bit of a topic that I want to talk about today, and you're the perfect guy to have on. What do you have on wrist, AB?
Um, 5167. It's an Aquanaut, not mine.
Ooh, yeah,
Um, it's actually a funny story. It's my friend's,
yeah,
and everybody knows I bash Paddock a lot.
yeah,
Um, and so he's like, dude, I'm gonna send you this watch. You can wear it for a couple months, and you're gonna change your mind about it. And I haven't. I still think it sucks.
Well, that's a if some that's a good friend of yours who's letting you borrow the watch for a couple of months.
Oh yeah, man.
Man,
It's a nice watch, but
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like
Now,
I was asking
let's
people
see.
their
Let me see if I can
opinions.
give you a solo there. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
If you want to
okay.
show, no,
Cool.
if you want to show it, yeah, yeah.
Oh man, you're embarrassing me. I'm not
No, no,
used to
no.
being in front of the camera anymore.
oh,
Uh,
nice.
eh, yeah,
Fun watch.
yeah.
It's like a high-end Seiko, I think. Oh
Awesome.
my goodness, did I start the stream like this? Oh
No,
no,
no, this is great. No, no, we
I'm
we like
canceled.
this is a good controversy. Don't worry. Chaz, what is up, man? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Rob? Good to be with you and AB. I'm got the Zen 105
Yeah,
UTC tonight.
yeah.
If I'd have known with the Nick Mankey hook strap, by the way.
Yeah, very nice.
Um, if I'd known AB was going to be on, I would have dressed up and worn a better watch. So,
Oh,
uh,
come on, man. Look at me. I'm just chilling my champion with my Seiko.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's good. Good to be
And
on here with you guys.
of course, I got the Yeb Master. Um, you know, I'm down to three watches now. I've sent one off to AB, or actually I'll send it in the morning, and then I just have the Rolex, the GP, and the Panerai, and we're going to talk a little bit about that
Mhm.
with the main topic today, and you'll see where I'm going. But before we start, let's say hello to the chat real quick, and then we'll get going. Dan is here. How you doing, Dan? And James is here. What's up, James? Bill K. What's up, James? Is there a Thursday light stream every week? Is it? Did we do one last week? Chaz, did we do one? I can't.
Uh,
They all blur.
yeah, I don't know. I can't
Yeah.
remember. I'm old though. What's your excuse?
Yeah, I'm old too. I'm old too. Compared to AB, I'm old. I'm old.
I'm old
Yeah,
too, man.
yeah. Wilson, Peter's here. Wilson's here. Kevin's here. Hey, Rick's here as well. Joey B, what's up? How you doing? Hey, Clayton, what's going on? How you doing? Thanks for joining us. Kevin's here. Nilo's here. What's going on? Deej, oh, we got all the usual suspects. Caliber YQJ's here. G. Um, going down. Steve, what's up, man? How you doing? Brendan, I see that you're here. He's wearing the IWC Green Dial Pilot chronograph. Ooh, very very nice. Um, why don't you? What don't you like about the Aquanaut?
It's a
Dan
boring
wants to
one.
know.
Am I supposed to answer this?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I guess I'll give you really quick. It's a very boring watch, dude. Like
Eh.
the dial is okay. The
Uh-huh.
numerals, the font is kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's a comfortable watch, okay? That's the one thing I like about it. The movement's outdated. It's okay. The
Mm-hmm.
the strap is comfortable. I'll
Mm-hmm.
say that. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's a rubber strap. All rubber straps are kind of
Right.
comfortable.
Yeah.
And just I don't know, man. It really
Right.
does feel like a Seiko. I love
Yeah.
Seiko, but this is a $85,000 Seiko, so there's a
Right. 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 Right.
big
There's a
difference
big,
there.
big, big difference for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, AB, I appreciate your honesty though. Because
Hmm.
most people when they have that kind of watch on wrist, they'll even if they don't like it, they'll find something very positive to say, because whether they subconsciously feel obligated to because of the price
Hmm.
point or the brand. But no, I appreciate your honesty
No,
there.
I don't. I don't care. Like, I'll say it how it is. Actually, I have one of these in stock,
Mhm.
so I shouldn't
Yeah.
really be talking bad about it. Realistic. So if anybody wants one, I do have one in stock. I even have a green one, which is equally as crappy, but twice the money. If you guys want one, um, but I'm just being honest. Like,
Yeah.
for $85,000, I can think of a
Yeah.
million watches I would rather buy than an
Yeah.
Aquanaut.
Yeah.
So
I hear you. I hear you. F is here.
Well,
What's up? Yeah. Go ahead,
I
Chess.
think I was going to say I think the Aquanaut at retail might be a much different story. Do you
yeah,
think
I
it's
mean, yeah.
you know, I think what you're talking about is at the market price.
Hmm.
Hmm.
It's overvalued. If you're thinking about
Yeah,
spending that much money,
Yeah.
you know, and plus I think you appreciate different things about watches. You know,
yeah.
you appreciate the finishing and the, you know,
Hmm.
the movement side, and
Hmm.
for that much money you could get I mean some
Yeah.
amazing
Let me
territory.
let me show you something. So first of all, I agree. At the retail price, actually 15% less than the retail price. I agree. It's an okay watch.
Hmm.
But we kind of have to talk current market, right?
Hmm.
There's
Yeah,
no
yeah,
getting around it. We
Hmm.
can talk
right.
about the days when a Patek 5711 was 20 grand. And
Yeah.
when you could get 15%. My friend who sent me this is one of the guys who got 15% off of 5711 at retail,
Right.
you know? But this 75,000, right?
Yeah.
I mean
Yeah.
85, okay?
Yeah.
And this, which you guys won't see on the site because it's already sold,
That Choppic.
Tropic
Yeah.
Green Emerald,
Mhm.
okay? That's 75. And you look at the movement,
Yeah.
Oh
you look at the
man.
finishing, you look at the dial
Yeah.
and everything. Put these two side by side, it's like seeing
Yeah.
4K for the first time. So this is
Yeah.
the only reason when I wear the Aquanaut, I'm trying to appreciate it for what it
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
but I appreciate it at a watch that's 20,000, not 85.
Yeah. And if anybody has a doubt, you got to take AB's word on it. I mean, he is a master at photography and filming and cinematography here, videography, and so he can see at a macro level on a daily basis all these watches, right? He studies them, and so he
Hmm.
knows, like if
It's a
this,
blessing and a
yeah,
curse.
yeah,
It's a blessing and a
yes,
curse.
I could
Like,
imagine.
like,
Hey, Random Rob, what's going on? Thanks for joining us.
Hey Rob.
Hey, Danny's here. Oh, Windy Crowns is here. What's going on? Jeff is here from Perth, Australia. That's awesome. And he's wearing his Zen U50 MOP as always. Hey,
Nice.
Hobby Bobby's here. Danny's here. Joey wearing the Kettle R's tonight. Beautiful, beautiful watch for
My
sure.
goodness.
Scott's wearing the Santos Medium. I love the Santos. Love it. Um, Respectably late. Good day, gentlemen. Damn Sam 95. What's going on? Hey, Anish is here. We're wearing the U50 on wrist. A great watch.
beautiful.
Um, what's up, Chris? What's up? Thanks for the super chat. No more commercial super chats for Chris. Thank you, Chris. Mez9 is here. Um, yeah, Rick loves the chat back. Um,
Beautiful watches.
AZ Clayton's waiting for looking forward to his at the end of the year, for sure. Kevin has to say that AB is like the Stanley Kubrick of the watch world. Hey, Mark, what's going on? Thanks for joining us. Hey, guys, checking in from Fort Lauderdale tonight. Hey, the big
Hey,
wrist is
he's
here.
sorry, he's kind of
Yeah.
close to me, Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, yeah?
You should stop by next week if you want to drive down to Ormond.
Nice.
Talking watches. That's Mark, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you should drive down. It's only like what, 4 hour drive? I'm not gonna make the 4 hour drive, but he can.
Rick is wearing his Hovering 2 Irwin Star SJX edition. Very, very nice. So, what I wanted to talk about, and I do this upon reflection, getting rid of some pieces lately and really consolidating, and then like what's going on in the world today, right? Um, and I started rethinking about like what I need to do in my collection. Am I ready to make another watch purchase? Should I hold it off? Should I hold off? And look, we've kind of been here before a couple years ago, right? I know the circumstances are a lot different. The outcomes may be a whole lot different. It's a different animal. But when COVID started, or when we started experiencing the effects of COVID, meaning just societally, right? Like the lockdowns. I'm not just talking about the infections, but lockdowns, right? There was, we didn't know what any of like the financial markets were going to be like, or the watch market was going to be like at all. I mean, that was like kind of a secondary thing, right?
Hmm.
And we saw prices kind of trend down in the beginning, and then after a few months it didn't seem like it took that long, but things just went skyrocketed, right?
Hmm.
For various reasons, right? We're kind of at another inflection point here, albeit a totally different circumstances, right? But AB, you're in the business of selling watches as well as doing videos. I mean, you cover a lot of bases,
Hmm.
and so I appreciate you coming on. And I didn't plan on talking necessarily about this, but you're here, and
Hmm.
so let's talk about it. What do you
Okay.
see the market doing in the next few months? Do you see the trend keep on going up? Is there going to be a pullback? What do you think?
So I don't want to talk too much politically, but I'm going to say a
No,
few
yeah.
things. I mean, today alone, I got a ton of phone calls of people trying to get deals because they're saying, literally, I wake up in the morning, I get an email saying, "Hey, stock market is crashing. I want 50% off this watch." And I'm like, no, and
Hmm.
people essentially what I find, and I've been dealing with this all day today, which is actually why I decided to hop on this stream to take a mental break. Um,
Hmm.
People panic when they see something happen to the stock market,
Hmm.
when they see something major like what's happening today. People start to, well, not everybody, but a lot of people start to panic. But in the end of the day, for a market to be completely affected, it would take a lot.
Yeah.
Because unlike, and this is just my opinion, okay, I wasn't in the business 5 6 years ago.
Hmm.
I was merely a collector, so I cannot say things factually. But
Hmm.
what I can see is the amount of investments and the amount of people who are basically invested in the watch community now, as opposed to 5 10 years ago. It's become a very different game.
Hmm.
What
Hmm.
happened 5 10 years ago when the market would do this is very different from now, because now there's a lot of investments. Just look at Watchbox. You look at Watchbox, you'll see the amount of people that invested in them last year.
Hmm.
Very important figures, big numbers. Even Watchbox is investing a lot. I don't know how much I could say with what they invested in, but
Hmm.
for those who know exactly like what they've been investing in, how much they have, what they've
Hmm.
become distributors of, and blah blah blah.
Hmm.
So with that amount of investment and this amount of, uh, let me say, like, powerful people behind the market, I don't see it going down anytime soon.
Yeah.
Okay. But there is going to be some effect with certain brands.
Hmm.
Um, Everybody who's saying there's going to be a market correction with Rolex. Okay. Trust me, everybody, I am not a big Rolex fan. Everybody knows this about me. Everybody who watches me at least knows this. But there's not going to be a market correction with Rolex,
Hmm.
in my
Hmm.
opinion.
Hmm.
And I have to make sure that I'm saying in my opinion.
Yeah.
But there could be market corrections with certain pieces,
Hmm.
but a complete downturn of the market. I mean, I might be biased because I'm in the business and maybe it's just wishful thinking, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
However, there are ridiculous prices out there. My personal prediction, RM is the first to go.
Hmm.
RM is the first to go, and we're already seeing that. I can tell you this for a fact, and I don't care if people hear this. RMs are trading dealer to dealer.
Hmm.
Like people aren't buying RMs anymore. The only ones who are buying RMs are dealers to other dealers. That's just
Yeah.
a fact now. Nobody's buying them anymore. It's not the hot thing anymore. Even if you look at celebrities and stuff, all they're wearing now, there's not a lot of RMs anymore. It's all Patek,
Hmm.
AP, blah blah blah.
Hmm.
So in my honest opinion, I I see a market correction with specific references. I do not see a market correction or a downturn in the market itself.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
my opinion, I
Yeah.
have to end it with that.
No, 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 and I appreciate it, and it's your opinion, apologies for talking shop. I know you wanted to get away, but
No, 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 no,
uh,
no. I enjoy it. This
yeah,
this part I enjoy.
I
This
gotcha,
part I
gotcha.
enjoy.
Um, Chaz, I'm gonna pick your brain a little bit here, but let me just say hello to some people here. I got Roy Jr. here, a new to the channel. Thank you, sir. Um, so is Bobby buying an Air King? Great. No, no, I think I'm hoping, just hoping to get a call one day. Winding Crowns, he's wearing the Mido Ocean Star tribute. Chris, thanks for the super chat. AB, thoughts on FP? Are you think talking FP Journe? We're looking at a couple. I think he's talking FP Journe there. AB, quick thoughts on FP Journe?
Well, who's looking? I'm confused. Well, I'll tell
Uh,
you my thoughts on FP
yeah,
Journe. It's
yeah, yeah.
still hot. I got a centigraph 2 days yesterday, and it's already pretty much on hold. Like
Hmm.
and the
Hmm.
the centigraph is. I don't want to say the price, but it's up there.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
So,
yeah.
and every FP Journe that I get, I sell it before it even hits the site.
Yeah, right.
So there's no look, there's no denying FP Journe's power. It's
Hmm.
not just hype. Look, people need to realize something, that there is a difference between a hyped model and a hyped brand. FP Journe, in my personal opinion, deserves every single attention they've been getting lately.
Hmm.
Their complications, the all from the ultra complication, which is Francois Paul Journe's daily piece, to even the resonance, for example. Those are mechanical marvels.
Yeah,
And for people to call that hype, in my opinion, is a little disrespectful. I think
mhm,
it's art. What I
yeah,
do think is hyped is the chronometric blue, for example, because that's in the end
yeah.
of the day just a souverain. It
Hmm.
shouldn't be 110, 120.
Right.
Um, I don't see the FP Journe market going down anytime soon.
Yeah.
Anytime soon. And they're working hard. And once you start to meet people from the brand, Laurent in LA and stuff like that, and you speak with them, you'll see that these people are still enthusiasts. They don't have
Yeah.
that like Rolex mindset. They want watches on these people's wrists. Like I talk to them, and trust me, I can feel like they want me to have an FB Journe. It's just they literally aren't able to do that. There's no like restriction.
Right. Right. Rick saying nothing has changed today. Regarding demand for luxury watches, perhaps months down the road, but I doubt it.
Me too.
Um, Chaz, so I know we talked about this a couple of times, but in lieu of what happened today, and we're not talking politics, we're just talking about like the actual events.
Right.
Um, I feel like, and I think you feel the same way. you know Maybe it's time to take a break from making major purchases for just a little bit, and for me personally, that includes watches, except for, of course, if I get a call from Rolex, then I'm gonna take that chance, because as AB said, I mean, there's going to be no, Rolex is not going to be affected by anything. It's going to take a whole lot to affect Rolex prices, the way they're trending and their popularity and the difficulty of getting those pieces. But I feel like I want to hold on to cash right now.
Hmm.
Chaz, how do you feel about
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Well, I don't know much about markets. I'm not a, you know, economics have never been my forte. I'm one of those guys that that's not the way my mind works. If investments were left to me, I would probably make a mess of it. That's why I have a guy that handles that kind of stuff. Uh, some guys are good at that. Some guys are good at making those kind of decisions, and that's never been my forte. So I would just speak in ignorance about knowing what the watch market's going to do. I don't even know. I can barely balance my checkbook, you know. So,
Mhm.
but I know as a new collector, uh, I know that, and maybe this is more about my age, but when things get complicated in the world, when there's an upheaval some way, I tend to kind of step back and don't I don't like to be feel like I have to move. I have to get something quickly,
Mhm.
and so being that way, I may miss out on some of those times
Mhm.
when you need to move quickly and make the
Mhm.
purchase. I tend to move back and say I don't want to. I don't want to put out a lot of money right now
Mhm.
until I see where this thing levels out. So, you know, there are, I think, historically, Rolex is probably in a different category. Um, historically, they've always held value pretty well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And certain models of Rolex have always appreciated.
Mhm.
That's not I mean, it hasn't always been the way it is now that instantly it's worth so
Mhm.
much more.
Mhm.
But certain models of Rolexes have always appreciated, have been more
Mhm.
desirable. Um, so I think Rolex is in. I think if we have a correction, and there will be a correction at some point in time,
Mhm.
everything corrects.
Mhm.
Um, I don't think it's not going to be suddenly worthless.
Right. No.
There's certain brands. I think that's what AB's talking about. There's
Mhm.
certain brands and certain models that will always be safe.
Mhm.
But I think what we may see, depending on how long this conflict goes, and by the way, talking about watches in the midst of human suffering can sound kind of trivial. And I think we
Yeah.
all agree that in the grander scheme of things, what we're
Mhm.
talking about is not really important.
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
know, uh,
It
I feel
never
for
it never
those.
has been.
Yeah.
It
Right,
never has been. At the end of the day, it's all materialistic things, and
right,
whether there's something major happening in the world or not, even when I talk to people, I'm like, look, it's just a watch.
Mhm.
right,
People can
right,
glorify it all they want. Art is art, watches are watches, but in the end of the day, it's all material things.
right,
While ironically, time is the most precious thing we have in our life, the one that's giving us the ability to read time
Mhm.
isn't the most
Right.
right,
precious thing in
Right.
our life, which is in
right,
the end of the day, the way I would, because I haven't been in a situation like what's happening in the world right now, but I've been in something relatively similar when it comes to the aftermath, because I lived in Egypt my whole life. I was there in 2011 and 2013. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, just
Mhm.
Google it,
Yeah.
right?
right,
When it comes to financial crises, when it comes to major political things, let's
Mhm.
just say, um, everything can get affected, right? And the problem with something like this is thinking about assets. Of course, is important, and like Bobby said, cash is king. In the end of the day, but in the same time, I urge people not to panic when it
Mhm.
comes to situations like this, and just kind of like like you said, take a step back,
Mhm.
yeah,
analyze the situation.
Mhm.
As trivial and as stupid as it is for us to be talking about watches and stuff, as opposed to stuff like this, uh, in reality, we're talking finances. We're
Mhm.
not really
right, right,
talking material watches. And when it
Mhm.
comes to
right,
finances, you got to take a step back and don't freak out, because people like me, I invest in the money market, like I invest in stocks and stuff.
Mhm.
People like me, once everybody starts selling, everybody freaks out, the stock market goes down, that's when I buy.
Yeah.
I
right,
don't want to
right,
talk too much about that.
Yeah.
A lot of my clients are financial advisors, they do the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure
right,
a lot of you guys do the same thing. But you don't want to be one of those people that are panicking, right?
Mhm.
right,
Take a
right,
step back, analyze the situation. Like COVID, when it first happened, nobody knew what was going to happen. Like a
right,
situation like this, like hundreds of situations in the future, unless you take a step back and analyze
Mhm.
it properly and maturely, then you're less likely gonna, get affected,
Yeah.
so to
hmm
say, you know,
So,
in my opinion. I have to end
P-
it with that.
That's good stuff.
M I
You're right.
IMO. Uh, Bobby. Pete saying that Bobby Legs won't buy a watch, will buy a Rolex. Therefore, Rolex isn't a watch. Yeah, I mean, I could see how you, if you don't know me, that's a valid That's a valid comment. If you know me, you know I talk about wanting the Air King, and not because it potentially is going to be discontinued, because when I saw it in person for the first time back in September of last year, I fell instantly in love. I hated it in pictures and videos. I saw it in person. I loved it. I tried it on. I loved it, and I've been obsessing ever since. So if I get a call for an Air King, I'm getting it, but I'm probably not buying anything else in the time being. AB dropped off a little bit. Looks like maybe he's having some difficulties, but he is back,
Here he
and
comes.
there
There
he
he
is.
is.
There he is.
Sorry, my headphones kind of cut after my rant.
No worries.
I
No
think it was
worries.
telling me to shut up.
Let's see what else the chat is saying here. If everyone takes a break from buying luxury watches, maybe I can get a Rolex Daytona. Me
That's not
too.
gonna happen.
It's not
Yeah,
gonna.
don't think there'll
Come
be
on,
that many
guys.
breaks.
Uh, Rolex. And now, if the children weren't asleep, I'd give you a good Archie Rolex right now. Um, Mountain Standard Time here. People are saying that there won't be a housing bubble anytime soon because of a lack of inventory and inflation on building product prices. So Rolex is very similar in the housing market to the housing market. Buy low, sell high. Rolex is too big to fail. There are thousands of jobs and billions. Lone Star Watch Collector, what's up? How you doing, man? If the market worries you too much, your time horizon is too short. That's true. If you're in it for the long game, you ride these out.
Mhm.
Um,
Plus, if you buy what you like, then you know
yeah,
you're
yeah,
not gonna be
exactly.
stuck with pieces you thought was gonna be investments,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
like this
absolutely.
Seiko right here.
James, I was going to check my 401k balance today. I should just wait a few months. Just wait a few months. Absolutely. What happened in March and April of 2020, the market went down 30, 40%. By the end of the year, the S&P was up over 20%. So
Mhm.
if you like Lone Star said, if you're worried about too much, your time horizon is too short. So um, Chris, another super chat. Thank you. Shout out to Chaz and AB. Great panel. Thanks again,
Thanks,
Chris.
Thanks,
Chris.
buddy.
Hey, Pale Horse, how you doing? What's going on? Um, Cash is not. Yeah, okay. I mean, technically, you're right. You're right. Cash is not king, but it's just a saying. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Like I'd rather, just have something, tangible.
So what is
Um,
king? I guess food, right?
yeah,
Food is king.
food, family. You know,
I meant in terms
health.
of assets.
Yeah, well,
Gold.
health, gold.
In terms of assets,
Yeah,
gold.
Yeah, fuel, any kind of
Crap.
energy. You got to
I
have
don't,
something like that.
I don't think I have any gold.
yeah.
Oh crap. Does white gold count?
Well, yeah, I'd
Yeah, I
say
guess. I
precious. I,
suppose.
I think it. I think it does.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just interesting, like, what to make of like crypto. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Like, what do you make of it now? Or lately.
Crypto is it's funny.
Thanks, Sir. Yeah.
I get a lot of people, a lot, a lot more than I expected. Um, People trying to buy with crypto. I
Hmm.
wasn't expecting that, but I'm not
Well,
comfortable
they're
enough
trying to
with it.
avoid paying taxes, right? So that's
Yes,
how they move their money.
essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to not say it, but you went ahead and said it. So,
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
so
it's
yeah,
true. I mean, but
yeah,
until it's not illegal until it's illegal, right? So
yeah.
or so, but uh, not so obvious. Watch Pete again. I think there has never been a better time to buy Ulysse Nardin, though. Could be some good deals. There are some great deals on UN. There's some. I mean, UN makes some great watches. It's toxic when well, if you buy what you like, it's never toxic. But
Hmm.
it's one of those brands that you definitely have to get in the secondary market or pre-owned market, right? I mean, like you just don't buy it new.
Yeah. The
Um,
Freak is amazing.
it is. It's
Freak
a
is
really awesome
amazing.
watch, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Um, portfolio diversity is king. Absolutely, absolutely. Um, Cash loses money during times of high inflation. Yes, yes. Yeah, where Chris is, a few people are trying to buy with crypto. So David SW takes crypto,
Hmm.
and there's some other places starting to do that as well.
Yeah. I found out about crypto. Like I've been looking into it because obviously with the amount of people requesting, there are ways for you to my worry for crypto was always, what if I sell a watch and
Hmm.
then they pay me with Ethereum and
Hmm.
then Ethereum like crashes?
Drops. Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean? But I found out that the way people are doing it is there's an immediate conversion
yeah. Hmm.
that happens. So as soon as you get paid with crypto, it turns into dollars, goes into your account. But in that split second, theoretically, the the Ethereum could
Yeah,
crash. So I don't know. I haven't been comfortable with it, but I know David's been very successful with crypto.
yeah, for sure. Russians love UN. They also love Breguet too. I feel like they a lot of the oligarchs they wear
Mhm.
Breguet and tracksuits. I see a lot of tracksuits with Russians. Um, Christian saying AB's out there looking like he's in a boy band now. Um,
He looks.
What's up, bro? I
Uh,
can't see, man. I gotta admit, I've
it's
been wearing glasses for the past 4 years. I just haven't
yeah,
shown you guys, but now I really can't see. So
yeah. I can't see it. I can't see a thing either. Um, I gotta go to I want to get that laser, that LASIK. You know.
I'm scared. I'm too scared. Anyway,
Yeah.
let's not talk about that, or everybody will tune out. It's the equivalent of Sanjay talking about pens.
Laser.
Bobby Legs loves LASIK. Um, Kenneth Cuss here saying Breguet is my grail. What
Mhm.
do you think about Breguet? Do you see a lot of Breguets coming across your table there?
I've been selling a lot of Breguets,
Yeah.
surprisingly. I didn't know there was that many people um, buying Breguets. Actually, somebody, can I say this? I don't know if I can say it. Uh, sure. Deluxe
Yeah.
from Instagram. He actually bought a Breguet from me. Beautiful freaking Breguet Tourbillon. So the one you guys see there,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
we did a trade. I gave him that one, and then right after I sold him that one, I sold a Messidor, I sold an independent chrono, and basically the complicated Breguets are selling.
Hmm.
Their classic pieces are sitting ducks, but surprisingly, there's a market for that. I didn't think there was, to be honest,
Well,
before
I
I
think
got
you get
into the
a.
business.
I think there's good deals to be get. You get a
Hmm.
really awesome high horology piece with a lot of complications
Yeah,
for a fairly reasonable price, compared
there's a
to the equivalent in Patek and all the other.
Yeah, there's a tourbillon that I want to buy that retailed for 185K,
Hmm.
and my cost is like very, very low. Let's put
Yeah,
it
yeah,
that
yeah.
way, like
Sure.
stupid low,
Yeah,
stupid low. So
yeah.
I might buy that. It's exceptional. You put it under macro, you remember that Breguet is up there with the best of them,
Oh yeah.
you know.
Oh, for
But
sure.
people forget that.
When it comes to Breguet, my thoughts on Breguet, would I love to own a Breguet? Yes. Love the fact that you can get a lot of watch for the
Hmm.
price. Don't see that changing anytime soon, and that's why I can always put it off. You know what I mean? I could always kick that can down the road, get some other pieces. I like some hype pieces. I like some hype. I admit it.
Hmm.
I could focus on that first, and then scratch that Breguet itch later down the road because I know that's going to be there, right?
Hmm.
They do it. Who owns Swatch owns Breguet, I think.
Hmm.
Um, does a terrible job showcasing that brand. Terrible job
Swatch does
marketing.
a terrible job showcasing anything.
Yeah, I mean, right. I mean, Omega does pretty well, but I think probably Omega handles their own marketing in a sense. Like, I don't know how much does Swatch corporate handle, you know, marketing and specifically when it comes to Omega. I think Omega does a really good job doing what they're
Hmm.
doing. You see them everywhere. They in the Olympics. You know what I mean? Like they're
Hmm.
showcased pretty well. But yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot of brands
Yeah,
under that umbrella that don't get any
it,
love.
it sucks. It sucks. It's kind of like having 6 kids, only putting one kid to college. You know what I mean? Sorry,
Yeah,
I was getting a
yeah,
call. Like
yeah.
I feel like they're just just sending one kid to college, just taking care of one kid, and then just neglecting everybody else.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about Swatch Group and Omega.
Yeah. Joe, you're right. It is starting to get hard to find a Marine under 10K because I think people, and there goes AB. And I think people have figured out that that's a great watch for a great price, you know? Um, Neff would love to get a Breguet tradition. What do you think about Breguet, Chaz? Is that,
Oh, they're
something?
beautiful.
Yeah.
I think they're beautiful watches. I, you know,
Sorry.
there's what's the Brigade Marine? Is
Mm-hmm.
that the
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
just a gorgeous watch?
Yeah.
I mean, it's. I've always felt like those watches are almost um, a little bit too fancy for
Yeah,
me,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
Yeah, for sure.
But I appreciate how they're made and how they're finished, and
Mhm.
beautiful watches,
Yeah.
especially if you can get them at the secondary price, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I
Um,
mean, the Marine, especially. I mean, it's a sports watch. It does feel like it's a little fancy for a sport, so I've never handled one. I've only seen it in pictures. I've seen it on some of our friends' wrists, but it doesn't look like it's a dainty watch. It doesn't look like it
no.
looks like a pretty solid watch. It's just a really good looking, well constructed, beautiful like guilloche on the dial
Hmm.
sports watch. You know.
Yeah.
I feel like it has an identity crisis, kind of.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's a really, it's a sturdy watch. It's a good
Mm,
watch, but something about the Roman numerals for me,
Hmm.
mm, mm-hmm,
I wish it wasn't Roman numerals. Then it
mm-hmm.
would have been really cool.
Yeah, it's tough to pass Roman numerals on a watch that's intended to be more sporty. I get that
Yeah,
for sure.
it's a little
Um,
weird, but it's pretty cool. Like I wouldn't mind owning one.
Roar the Tiger, wonder what would be the analysis and conclusions we would come to if the oligarchs start selling their UNs in mass. uh, that's funny. Imagine that. What do you think about the Brigade Marine line? I think we love it. It's a cool line. I've been thinking about getting one instead of the Calatrava. Well, it's kind of like two different feelings, right? Those,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like Calatrava is more of a dressy piece, right? Um, and the Breguet Marine is like we said, more sporty, but an elegant
It's
sporty. So it depends. Yeah,
a dressy, sporty watch. You
yeah.
know.
It depends on like what you're Scott, what you're trying to like. If you're like the Calatrava because you want to dress up and wear a suit or special occasion kind of thing, then yeah, that go for a Calatrava. But I think more of a daily wear, that Marine um, is the way to go.
I agree. I think you'd get more enjoyment out of the Marine.
Mm,
The Calatrava is too dressy. For
yeah,
unless you have like 20 watches in your collection, it's too boring and dressy.
yeah, yeah. James, I love Breguet, but none of them match my anime T-shirts. Okay. No saying an older Black Dial Marine is amazing, but yeah, up to 11 and 12, something like that now, and discontinued. Not a fan of the new one. You know, it, the the precious metal marine, like the rose gold, is such a beautiful watch, and
Yeah.
that's approaching now close to 20, I think. I mean, it used to be
Hmm.
you can find that for 17, 18. Now it's getting a little bit higher. I think the cat is out of the bag on those. They're
Hmm.
discontinued now, as mentioned, but that people are really like those.
Hmm.
Kevin S. I thought Chaz was more boy band than AB. Um,
More of
Dan
a
is.
big boy band. That's what we call it.
Calatrava is boring. Get the Marine.
Hmm.
Breguet 5817 Blue Dial, the bee's knees. Uh, they should have kept the big date. The big date is
Hmm.
awesome on the Breguet. Um, AB, you keep a small collection, right?
I'm exactly like you.
Well, I understand why you keep a small collection. You get
Hmm.
it's like Tim Masso owning only one watch. He sees so many watches. You know what I mean? Like but you also have a thing where you want to wear your watches. I get that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yes and no. I have a small collection for multiple reasons. First of all, um, I look at it as, first of all, diversifying my assets,
Hmm.
right? I don't want to put too much into watches.
Hmm.
I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth.
Yeah.
Like I'm very careful with what I do.
Yeah.
This watch addiction can get out of hand, and if I let myself, I'd probably take out a mortgage and buy them all. Right?
Right. Right.
It does help that I get to experience all these watches. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie, but
Yeah.
even before I got into the business, um, first of all, I do that because of diversifying my assets, but also it's hard for me emotionally to own more than I feel like I need. Yeah, I don't need
Hmm.
watches at all, but
Hmm.
just my stupid little brain, I kind of want a small collection. That's what
Yeah.
I feel I need.
Yeah.
But it's just my personality. Like, if I have more shoes than I need, it stresses me out. If
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have more watches than I need, it stresses me out, and so on.
But is there anything? You see a lot of watches, right? Like we've established that
Yeah.
many times.
Yes.
Is there something you've seen lately that you're like, oh man, I,
Yeah.
I gotta have that.
Um.
I love. By
Oh,
the way, I know I probably ask this question every time you come on. It's because I
so
love hearing it. You know?
today,
Yeah.
today, today alone, probably 100 watches. But um. Okay, so I have a JLC dual metre Quantium Lunaire. That's going nowhere. I bought that from a dear friend of mine. I still have my 1815 chrono. And the watches I've been selling a lot lately is Chopek. I
Hmm.
don't think
Hmm.
that's a secret
No.
anymore. Um, and I bought one. There's a story behind it, but I'm not
Yeah.
allowed to say it. But
Yeah.
I bought the Chopek, so I have an Antarctique coming November.
Excellent.
So that's my three watch collection. There is a
Yeah.
watch here that I've been kind of enjoying that I thought about, and that is this guy,
I'm gonna do a little
which is
solo here.
um, a Schwartz Etienne
Yeah. Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
the blue carry with the Lennon dial.
Yeah.
Um, so I saw this next to a Ventweet, and of course the Ventweet carry with the Lennon is a better watch,
Hmm.
but the dial execution on this, and then Schwartz Etienne's caliber, it's a pretty fantastic watch. Yeah, it is technically, everybody knows it kind of derived from Philippe Dufour's simplicity. But when you see Caribou-Linen's blue dials
Hmm.
in
Hmm.
real life,
Yeah.
it's something else. And one thing that I will never forget, there's three watches in my life that I've experienced, that I'm blessed to have experienced. I couldn't afford them. I know somebody in the chat owns one of these, but I will never forget. To me, these were the most incredible watches in the world. I don't care if there's better watches, and that is the Caribou-Linen Gronfeld Remontoire, 8-second Remontoire.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat has that one.
Yeah.
One of the best watches I've ever seen in my life. I don't
Yeah.
care if there's technically better watches. That is the best looking watch I've ever seen in my life. So this Schwartz
Absolutely.
Etienne blue dial gives me a little taste of that.
Oh.
At
Okay. Yeah.
a
Very
fraction
nice.
of the price, because
Yeah.
it also has a blue Caribou-Linen dial. So this
Hmm.
is one watch that's been stuck on my mind. For reference, so everybody knows, the other two watches is the Longa triple split and the Romain Gaultier logical one. But
Hmm.
back to this one, when I see this, when I saw this blue dial, I've been wearing it a lot. This is one that, to be honest, I can't stop thinking about. There's nothing
Mm.
insane mechanically about it. The finishing is really nice, not
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah.
But Carry Voutilainen's dials, it's the best out there. Like, there's a reason why when there's Carry Voutilainen on the dial, whether it's Carry Voutilainen or not, like, nobody was talking about Schwartz Etienne before Carry Voutilainen put his name on it, right?
Yeah.
Nobody was talking about the brand itself. Yeah, Schwartz Etienne does a lot of calibers for people, but um, nobody was talking about that. But once they put Carry Voutilainen, you see the power. And then watch what's going to happen with Urban Jurgensen. Mark my words, once Carry Voutilainen starts his work over there,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
For sure.
you're going to see, So this is just a way for me to own a part of Carry Voutilainen without having to source event tweet for 100K and up.
Right. Orange Hand said, "May the shorts be with
Shorts
you."
be
Los
with you.
Mesa, may the shorts here. He's like, here we go. May the shorts be with you. Uh, uh, excellent. So chat. So I heard something there from AB that I'm going to circle around and ask him for you. And we probably had this conversation 100 million times. It still never gets boring to me. What's the most important thing when you look at a
In my
watch?
collection.
Well, I'm going to ask Chaz and then I'm going to ask you because I want to. I'm setting this up to ask you, AB. Chaz, what is the most important thing that you look for in a watch? Um,
But the first thing is just is it beautiful to me? Is
yeah.
the just the look of the watch? There's there's an immediate connection to it. I can scroll through pictures of
Hmm.
watches, and I can scroll right past all kinds of watches, and all of a sudden I'll stop on one,
Yeah.
and that before the price, before anything else,
Hmm.
if I don't stop on it, if it doesn't have enough in it to draw me in initially, I'm not going to be attracted to the watch. So the dial is first. That includes to me the case and the
Yeah.
overall, but that immediate look. Um,
Does it matter the
that's
brand though? And what I mean
it.
by that,
Probably does. It
yeah, yeah,
probably
okay,
does. I mean, if I
yeah,
know I'm looking at a bunch of micro brands, I'm going to probably keep scrolling.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, the brand does matter. You want
Okay.
it because you know that you've got certain benchmarks with certain brands that are going to be met. You
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
and we're talking about seeing these things sight unseen. It's different if you're in the AD actually looking at
Yeah.
models in your hand,
Hmm.
but that's the first for me.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So AB, you photographed, videotaped a lot of the most beautiful watches that exist. You mentioned that Schwartz with the Carry Butenland dial.
Hmm.
You see, and you mentioned that nobody really, paid Schwartz any kind of attention, even though he did good stuff. But when you have this style, it makes a whole lot of difference. That's what it sounds like.
Hmm.
To me, what you're saying. So, is dial execution the most important thing to you?
No. Uh, well, I've changed a lot and I keep changing, but I think craftsmanship has always been number one for me. So when I hold a watch, because I can't help it, I'm a photographer.
Hmm.
I know I'm about to look at this watch under macro and I want to see not perfection because nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. I don't expect the watch to be perfect, but I expect certain level of craftsmanship depending on the price.
Hmm.
And I can't help but look at it like that. And it's become extremely important to me. Hi, Kitty. It's
Why?
become extremely important to me, the people behind the brand and how they
Hmm.
operate the brand. And
Hmm.
I need to be confident
Hmm.
that the brand's longevity, which is
Yeah.
why I invested a lot in Chopek,
Yeah.
and I haven't invested at all in Moser.
Mm.
And that's a topic for a different day. But I find myself able to put my money, my own money, into certain brands when I'm able to see A, the craftsmanship, but B, the people behind it and how they operate,
Mm.
not just the marketing, just the entire. I can't help it. Like when I look at a watch, I want to see the entire brand,
Yeah.
or at least in the Schwartz Etienne, for example, as a brand. I don't trust them whatsoever. Like I don't know if Schwartz Etienne will still be here a week from now.
Yeah.
But a guy like Kari Voutilainen, judging by all of his past work, I trust him. So
Yeah.
when he invests in a brand like Schwartz Etienne, then I trust what's going to happen, similar to Urban Jurgensen. So those are the two main things I look at
Mm.
when I consider a watch.
Yeah. No, I get that. I think that part of that is very very important
Hmm.
to me as well, especially when going down the independent rabbit hole, right?
Yeah,
And for me, like I'm not playing in the leagues of Cable and um, at this point, I'm more of a lot more affordable
yeah.
when it
But
comes to
Bobby,
independence.
you know
But like
what?
something like a Stefan Kadoki, right? You
I
know
was
that watch.
literally, I was
Yeah.
about to say that. I was about to say one thing I really like about you and why I text you a lot is
Yeah.
because I realize that no matter what, as long as an enthusiast puts the time and effort into learning, like when you sent me that Kadoki,
Hmm.
right? You sent me an essay of why that watch is important.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
why, what it meant to you and why it's an important watch.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, before you
Yeah.
sent me that, I
Yeah.
knew very little about Stefan
Yeah.
Kadoki.
Yeah.
But when you did that, I started reading. I was like,
Mhm.
okay, why does Bobby care so much about this brand?
Yeah.
They look good.
Yeah.
You know, the movement's a little awkward, but
Yeah.
let's just put it that
Right.
way.
Right.
But
Right.
then I started looking into it.
Yeah.
You know, so it doesn't matter like the level. I think the what I'm trying to get here is that even that's literally what I was about to say. Like with that
Mm,
Kadoki,
mhm,
you know, you had such a passion for it
mhm,
and stuff,
mhm,
and I feel like that's in the end of the day all that matters, that you look at that, whether it's a $500 Seiko or $100,000 watch. You know, I can meet and I've met a lot of people who have watches that I would geek out over, but
mhm.
if you talk to them about it, they know nothing about it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
whereas you could talk to a guy, he can tell you about that Seiko 5, its entire history,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like the everything about it, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the best things about this hobby and
Mhm,
meeting people like Chaz and yourself. You have these discussions and you could round each other out, right? I mean, there's like stuff about brands that I don't know about that Chaz will know about,
mhm.
or that you'll bring to the table, and it's now we have a big love fest. All right, let's get move past here.
Yeah.
Hobby Bobby,
Yeah.
I went from not caring about movement architecture aesthetically to it being everything for me, and Hobby Bobby knows his stuff.
Me too.
Um, Kevin says, I would love to hear AB's thoughts on Moser. So you kind of teased us a little bit why you wouldn't invest in Moser. I'll just leave it up to you. You said it was a topic for a different conversation, and
Long story.
that's a long story. But
Long
we
story.
can get into
A lot of friends in the chat already know my feelings on
yeah,
Moser.
yeah.
Great watches, great brand. I don't believe in their future. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, okay. We'll talk about that another time.
Maybe.
I mean, I've never heard your take on it,
Yeah.
and and and
No,
and,
but
and I
I
trust
will
you.
say, can I say one thing, Kevin?
Yeah.
I have about 3 Mosers in stock, so if you're interested, just let me know.
He's
I
not
got
down
a
on them that
tourbillon.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I think Moser is great until I
Yeah.
sell these 3. Once these 3 are gone, then I'll give you
Yeah.
my honest opinion.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Casio, how do you feel about the Tissot PRX and the Powermatic 80 movement?
It's a great, affordable watch. People need to stop comparing it to the Royal Oak and saying it's the greatest thing on earth. You know, it's one thing to have a great, affordable watch. It's another thing to be an idiot.
Yeah.
I think that the Tissot PRX is absolutely phenomenal
Mm,
for what it is.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You get really nice bracelet. The Powermatic 80 is a nice movement. I don't
Mm,
actually know much about the Powermatic 80 other than that it's, I think, hard to service. Excuse my ignorance when it comes to that
mm,
movement,
mm.
but other than that, 80-hour power reserve integrated bracelet looks like a Royal Oak. I
Yeah.
mean, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, I had the quartz version in
Yeah,
for review and did a giveaway. And that watch, I mean, look, okay, it didn't hit the markers all the time with the text. So what? It was a $300 watch, but it felt great on wrist. It just
yeah,
looked good, like you can't. Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with that for that price, whether
yeah,
you get the quartz or with the Powermatic 80. I think it's a great watch, a great watch.
yeah. And also, like, keep in mind, uh, so that's Tissot doing that. Really, they're the perfect people to do that. So my website guy, I got him into watches, right? Um, and the first watch that he wanted to buy, obviously, once he does our website, and
Hmm.
so he sees all these watches, and so now he wants his first watch.
Yeah,
Now he has 3 watches, and the first thing I recommended to him was the Tissot PRX.
yeah.
You know, but he actually thinks that the integrated bracelet style is pretty ugly. Um,
Hmm.
but you know, my inclination for some reason was to recommend that first. But then obviously I came back to my senses and offered him the Seiko addiction. Let's
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
Now,
Everybody needs to go through that, a Seiko addiction,
Mhm.
right? Uh, thanks again, Chris. Peace around the world, guys, and
mhm,
hopefully good night. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Nice, good words there, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
yeah.
Neff is saying it's a 2824 that reduced beat rate to 3 hertz to increase the power reserve.
Oh,
Has the silicon on some, I think, and love the PRX. Good movement. Not sure about hand winding. Um, yeah, a good, very, very good watch. Very good
yeah.
watch. You could do a lot worse. You could do a whole lot worse. James is saying my local watchmakers refuse to service the Power 80 because it can be only factory regulated. Swatch Group will charge about half the price of the watch for the service movement swap.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think that's what I heard. Like, I heard something about. Basically, I heard stay away from the Powermatic 80. I don't remember
Hmm.
why, but I just
Hmm.
stayed away from it regardless.
Yeah.
That's probably what it was.
Fair enough. AB, what do you got going on in the
I'm
next couple months?
chilling.
What is the rest? What does life look like for AB in the
Honestly,
next couple
dude,
months?
I haven't posted a video in almost what, 2 months?
Which is a freaking shame, man. I mean, I know you're busy,
So
but
no,
your videos are
actually,
awesome. Yeah.
um, so I'm building a studio,
Hmm.
and it's taking a lot.
Okay.
Look, it is taking a lot longer than I thought, and you forget about little problems that occur when you so we I'll say it now. We have an office, or
Yeah.
I have an office here in Florida now. Part of that office is for my watch business, but also uh, I do YouTube, so I
Hmm.
dedicated a huge room to a studio, and I wanted to make it nice. It's about time. I've been doing YouTube for a while, and
Yeah.
so I've been trying to do
Yeah.
it, but I forgot how complicated it is to take over a lease, and how complicated it is to, like, all these little problems that you
Yeah.
forgot you need to take care of us.
Yeah.
Like, for example, as I was working, I forgot that I needed to transfer the water and the electricity to my name. So all of a sudden I'm working, that all the power goes off,
Yeah. Yeah.
So all these little things, but within the next month or so, I'm planning to turn that office into a private watch collector's heaven. I'm decorating it in a way that when people come to Florida and stuff, we can have a nice sit down, talk watches and stuff. Obviously, there's security and everything,
Hmm.
and it's not going to be one of those big meet and greets that stupid YouTubers do, because it's very unsafe to do that. That's not
Yeah.
what, especially with, yeah, we're not doing that. But I'm gonna make it nice. That's what I've been working on. Then the studio. Honestly, I don't know how much different it will be than what I've been doing lately. Um, but hopefully, it's a little bit better. But regardless, having a setup will help me produce a lot more videos. And the watches that I'm gonna be coming, like, I'm the reason why I'm okay with not posting for the past 2 months, is because yeah. Well, you guys are welcome to come. You're just gonna have to sit out there with my security guy. But but the amount of footage that I have, dude, I still have footage from your Kadoki, but the
Yeah, I
amount
know.
of
I know.
footage
I'm
that
like,
I
what
have,
is this? I want to see this video, man. I want to see
it's
my old
still,
watch in
trust
video.
me, it is still there. But I have
Yeah.
some videos, dude, that, like, I'm coming for Watchfinder. If only I had that Shakespeare voice, I
Yeah.
swear I
Yeah.
would have taken over him,
Yeah. Yeah.
Or if only I flaunted my girlfriend like certain Bulbasaurs, then maybe I'd be more popular. But I have some watches that are, honestly, dude,
Yeah.
I can't wait to show it to you guys. I just haven't had the time.
Yeah. No, I got you.
Um, and I have some controversial videos too.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Uh, Chaz, so are the plans on hold for the gray side for a little while, or you're just
I'm probably gonna wait till after two or three things. First of all, I want to wait till after the releases come out
Mhm.
around you know uh, is that April, first of
Yeah.
April,
Yeah.
last of March. Yeah,
Yeah.
see what comes out. Kind of get a I can't imagine a new one that grabs my attention more than my fixation on the gray side of the moon, but it
Yeah.
might. and that also gives me a chance to kind of sit and look and see how this all settles out with what's going on. We hope and pray for a quick solution to this problem, and not just so we can have more watches.
More watches.
But that would be a good side benefit.
But it's because we want more watches. So.
But it's because we want more watches.
Stop with the politics. We won't watch it. I'm joking, everyone. Don't cancel me. I
just
beg
a joke.
You. It's a joke.
No. Yeah. I mean, I know. I know when the moment is right. It'll present itself for you, and I can't wait because you have a heck of a Omega collection, and to add that, that'd be nice 3-4 Omegas that you have. That'd be great. That'd be great to add.
You've got to show it to me someday.
Yeah, I've
I don't know what.
watch for.
Well, it's a shame Chaz is not a social media guy, so he doesn't have any Instagram or Facebook.
No.
But if he
text me.
You can text
we'll
AB.
get it to you.
Yeah. No,
my number. Honestly, my number's on the website, so you can text me.
Yeah. No, he's got a nice little Omega collection as it is right now. Nice 3 pieces. 3 pieces, right, so far, and
got 2 so far.
Yeah,
got the Planet Ocean and the Omega World Timer.
Right.
So
heck
and then you add that gray side, man. That's great. That's awesome. But yeah, or an Aqua, that Aquaterra, right? Was it the Aquaterra that you're looking at too? The gold one.
I love that. I love that Sedna Gold Aquaterra annual calendar. Oh my goodness,
it's a beautiful watch.
Yeah.
Well, we're at 10 o'clock. It's Bobby Legs' bedtime. Guys, I really appreciate the last minute. Coming on.
It's great seeing AB again.
Yeah,
it's
great seeing AB. AB, I know you're busy, and it's good to have you on anytime. Good to have you on and talk watches with you. I love getting your perspective on the business side of it.
I do too.
And also the artistic side of it. You're a great guy to have and interesting to have a conversation with.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah. And if you want to, check out AB, Watch Collecting Strategy on YouTube. Ticking Way.
Well, check out Ticking Way.
Yeah,
Ticking Way. Watch Collecting Strategy last video was like 2 months ago. So check out Ticking Way. I've been working. If anything, forget about buying anything. Me and my website guy have been like not sleeping. You could text me at 3 a.m. I'm still up. We've been working on just very, very cool curations and photography. So if you guys just want to see some cool pictures, I'm okay with doing pictures, you know? So
very good.
Check it out.
And Chad, thank you for joining us tonight, last minute as well. Appreciate it. Got a great turnout today. Great stuff going on in the chat. And see you guys on Tuesday for a Tuesday night watch talk. Take care. Have a good night.
One more quick shout out. I'm getting a Habring in stock, so if anybody wants one, just hit me up, okay?
It's a nice one.
I think it's a Habring Felix, by the way.
Full kit.
Full kit. See you guys. Good night.
See ya.